Olympic Games. I'm Frank Gifford along with Kathleen Sullivan. ABC Sports will bring you 14 hours of Olympic coverage today, and we'll be here for the daytime portion. We'll have live coverage of a huge variety of events today: track and field, women's gymnastics, boxing, women's basketball, rowing, and a whole lot more. Kathleen?
And Frank, we'll also have some very special guests with us here in the studio a little later on, but the highlight of this morning promises to be the women's marathon. 11 new women's events were added to the Olympic program for these games, and of them, the marathon is probably the most prestigious. Very shortly, we're going to go to live coverage of the race, but first, we'd like to show you just how much behind-the-scenes preparation goes into an event that covers 26 miles, 385 yards. Here's ABC's news correspondent, Stone Phillips.
57-year-old Len Wallach is the Olympic marathon man, a retired Army major, a student of military history, a man given to heroic speeches.
Triumph over adversity is a noble endeavor for a human being. And that's why we're here.
Wallach is leading an army of 2,500 volunteers whose mission is to provide security and crowd control at the first women's marathon in Olympic history, then repeat the challenge 1 week later for the men's marathon.
We've got to start right off at the beginning being a little tough. A little tough. Not a whole lot, but a little.
Wallach knows about crowds and running. For the past 8 years, he's been director of the world's largest foot race, San Francisco's Bay to Breakers Run. 83,000 ran last May. In Los Angeles, the crowds won't be running, they'll be watching. As many as 2 million spectators are expected to line the Olympic course, which begins at Santa Monica College and will end a little more than 2 hours later at the Coliseum.
Most of the course is very smooth, but Bundy does have some rough spots.
Earlier this week, 50 runners and coaches toured the course, deliberately routed along the ocean, away from the heat and smog, and designed to make a statement.
We said, well, what's L.A.? Well, L.A.'s Stars, so we're going to run past Stars homes in Brentwood. And then somebody said, no, L.A. is the beach. So we said, okay, let's run past the beach in Santa Monica. And everybody said, what are you, nuts? L.A. is the freeway, so we're running over the Marina Freeway.
The freeway may be classic Los Angeles, but athletes and course officials agree that if heat and dehydration become a factor, it will first hit here, where the athletes turn inland on the Marina Freeway, with no shade, no cool ocean breezes, and no crowds to cheer them on, just the sun radiating off the pavement.
For hot pavement, a cool mist. 13 shower stations will be set up along the course. Marathoners got a chance to test the waters during an orientation briefing.
Good, very good. I'm amazing. So nice. I never have experienced before.
Cold sponges will be available at each shower station. There'll be 8 refreshment areas to help the runners restore body fluids. A clock every 5 kilometers to help them monitor their pace and check their splits. 34 guides at critical turns to keep runners on the course, and 52 miles of rope to keep spectators off. But the key to crowd control is technique, and for the past several weeks, Wallach's been coaching his volunteers.
If your back is to the spectators, you're going to have a big problem, because that's the moment of truth. All you had to do was look at the opening ceremony.
He was talking about the final lap of the torch relay when Gina Hemphill was blocked by excited crowds, the kind of scene Wallach wants to prevent during his marathons. To make sure there's no interference, Wallach handpicked a team of 15 former Marines to patrol the course and keep it cleared.
The only thing that counts is that we do not have an American debacle on this course, and those 100 athletes walk away from this thing saying that is the best race they've ever run.
Wallach says the task is really very simple. He has to get 50 women and about 100 men from point A to point B, 26.2 miles away, safely and without incident. And when it's over, the glory will go to the runners. For Len Wallach, it's the test of the marathon that matters.
We are here to witness the ultimate struggle, man's struggle against his own limitations and against his forces on earth that affect his life. That's why we're here.